Hello, my lovelies. Good to see you all here. And I am seeing faces in the chat that I have not seen in months. So this is super interesting. Maybe Bitcoin is alive again. Well, it looks like it. Thank you all for being here. Happy Saturday. Let's jump in, and as usual, not waste any more time. So, what a big week. We just witnessed the biggest move in crypto in 2 years, all across the board. Bitcoin, alts, etc. And it's a big bang. We talked about this in Okta and Tuesday. There was some weird option action happening, and they were positioning themselves for something big. And I said, well, 18,000 in 17 days. And everyone's saying, hopium. Well, here we are. Let's look at some option action, as we like to keep track of, because this tells you how the really big players are positioning themselves. And we'll look at a lot of on-chain data as well. Look at a bit of whales and shrimps too. Some interesting action there as well. And some altcoins. So first of all, edutainment, you guys know the deal. And the story. Let's just not waste time and talk about a little chart first. This is Bitcoin. And the big thing about this chart here, as you can see, I had my little kind of range at the bottom, little ascending support channel, you could call it. Well, things just blew off now. First of all, you'll see the reference to the FTX thing on the top left. And right now where we are, it's like all has been recovered since the FTX debacle and the crime that took place. And let's hope that guy goes to jail. If he doesn't, I will be disgusted. Anyhow, let's move on from that very quickly. But the key as well is the red line there. This is the 200-day moving average. It blew right through that. And when you look at the 1 month chart for Bitcoin, you'll notice it is under complete accumulation over the last 3 days. I've been saying there's no selling. People are just buying, and there's no selling at all. And that's why it just keeps going straight up so rapidly. Let's look at volume and get a feel for what's happening on the volume side as a little perspective. The bottom half of this chart, same chart as before, shows you what I like to look at as net volume. And you can see the dumping that happened back middle of November 2022. And we had that flatline period, the D, for the whole month of December, even early 2023, until the last 3 or 4 days. And you can see a lot of the net volume is positive and a huge spike. And that is the biggest spike in volume we've seen on the buy side for a very long time, which is huge. So let's dig into some more stuff. Let's talk about the slide I shared on Tuesday on Okta. And I said Bitcoin beyond 17K, and we'll see. But there was that 2,400 contracts call options purchased with an $18,000 strike. And that got my attention. It's like, what are they thinking? And then you start seeing things get accumulated real fast. So people knew things behind the scenes. Let's look at the option landscape right now. This is all exchanges up out till March 31st, 2023. And the put call ratio is 0.21. A couple of weeks ago, the put call ratio on this was 50-50. Now it's all bullish call option action. And some of the big bars there, you can see 23,000, 24,000, 28,000, even 35,000. People are buying out at those levels. There's still a couple of people hoping for 16K again, 17K, but all the other put action below 16K has disappeared. So if you look at the people buying all these contracts and you imagine, where are they positioning themselves? Where is the puck going to be? Well, it's very clear. It's up. So again, a lot of people saying, tons of people, there's still a lot of negativity out there that there's more to go down, another shoe to drop. And yeah, there may be. We'll talk more about that towards the very end. But overall, things look bullish. Now let's talk about this. This is the $4 billion story from Ki Jung Yu. He spoke about in 3-hour period, over the last 3 hours, somebody bought $4 billion worth of Bitcoin futures in market orders. Okay. First of all, you never, ever place a market order. It's always a limit order unless you are desperate to get a position. And at the same time, of course, 87 million in short positions were liquidated. And some people say it's a lot higher than that. But $4 billion position as a market order, just fill this order as quickly as possible. I have not seen in a very long time. Again, when you're moving that much money around, when when you place a market order, you don't know what your fill is going to be. But this is somebody that wanted to get into the market as quickly as possible. So who knows, there could be more buying action happening as we go forward. In addition, let's look at the whale action from sentiment. I've been breaking down the cohorts, trying to identify, I think it was Thursday or Friday, I did a video that analyzed all the cohorts, who was actually buying. It's pretty much everybody. But this is kind of foreshadowing what 2023 could look like. And this rapid growing amount of addresses holding between 100 and 1,000 Bitcoin. And price pumps generally occur market-wide when whales accumulate Bitcoin. And the number one asset in crypto is up 26% in 2 weeks. You know, that move may not look like that much, but when you got people buying on average, you know, big chunk up to 1,000 Bitcoin a time, and you got that many numbers of whales increasing, it's a lot, especially when you consider how thin the float is on exchanges. And that's probably why that market order went in. It's like, hey, I just need a fill. I want to get on this train as quickly as possible. So again, another bullish sign. Let's talk about some Bitcoin whale wealth, because these are the people that are driving a lot of this big action. The small whales typically are those we just referred to. They are between 1,000 and 10,000 Bitcoins. The one before were 100 to 1,000. And the big whales are those that control more than 10,000 Bitcoins. So the large whales are in red at the top, and the orange ones are in orange below. The orange ones are the small whales. It's hard to believe a small whale is 1,000 Bitcoin plus, but that's the way they categorize it. And this is from our friends at Ecoinometrics. But the key thing here is to see how their wealth has changed over this whole bear market, how high it was, etc., to where it is now. If you crunch these numbers, you will see here the average large whale address controlled about $2 billion during the good old days. And your average small address held about $150 million. Now that $2 billion bag is on average per whale is worth about $500 million, $500 million. And the small whale has about 35 million there as well. So you can see the small whale got hit harder than the larger whale because they obviously dumped a lot. And we did notice that a lot of people between 1,000 and 10,000 Bitcoins were the ones offloading a lot, but now they're accumulating again. Let's look at some behavior change on the Bitcoin side. The price of Bitcoin has been trading below the realized price. We've been talking about this for 6 or 8 months so far at this stage. That's the cost basis. The RP is the cost basis of the wider market. And we were under the RP for 4.5 months. And I think that was a historical period of time to be under the realized price. And of course, we were hit with black swans, which kind of kept the pressure down. But this always historically correlated to the bottom discovery phase and feeling out that bottom for 4.5 months. That didn't come out right. I apologize for those words. But which can often be visualized and assessed using the accumulations trend score metric. And that's what we're looking at here from Glassnode. And this shows you the relative balance change of entities over the past 30 days, with the scale representing both the size of the balance change and its direction, i.e. accumulation or distribution. I tweeted something earlier this morning that it's clear sign over the last month we have been in direct accumulation mode. And the values approaching 1, which kind of indicated by purple, signify a large portion of the Bitcoin network has been accumulating coins and meaningfully increasing their balance. When you see the yellow, that means a large portion of the Bitcoin network has been distributing their coins. And from a comparative point of view, the recent strong accumulation score following the recent sell-off resembles that of late 2018. And this is a behavioral shift that can be seen immediately following any major sell-off, including all of the different crashes that are listed there. You got your December 2018, your March COVID crash, your Luna crash, and of course the FTX crash. So great job by the team at Glassnode. Let's look at the cohorts. Now, we have been talking about all cohorts have been accumulating over the last 2 weeks. This graphic spells it out. Blue is accumulating. And again, everybody from less than 1 Bitcoin to more than 10,000, they are all increasing their bags. So this is also a good sign as we go forward. In addition, let's look at shrimps. They have been multiplying. These are people with less than one whole Bitcoin. And I hope people aren't offended by that name shrimp, but that's the animal given to this cohort. But you can see the distinctive all-time high waves of balance increases over the last 5 months. Shrimps have added about 96 to 100,000 Bitcoin since the collapse of FTX, and now hold over 1.21 million Bitcoin. And that's equivalent to about 6.5% of the supply that's circulating. In fact, if you take out the 5 million that I believe are lost forever, it's a much higher percentage. Actually, math question for anybody who wants to do the calculation. This assumes 6.3% is 1.2 million Bitcoin. And that assumes 19 million in circulation, 19.5 call it. What is the percentage if there's only 14 million? Let's go. So the next question is, this Bitcoin price is now above the short-term holder cost basis. We've been waiting to break this now since early, I think April 2022 was the last time we were above this. We bumped up against it back in October, but since then we've been below it. So this is another good sign. This makes people feel better when they're in profit. Some people may take profit, but others may just let it ride or even accumulate more. And let's have another quick note, just a reminder for those who think, oh, Bitcoin, etc., but just as a little bit of perspective as to how early you are here. And congratulations to those in the audience. Hit the like if you like this word, but you are 1 in 184 people if you own some Bitcoin. So basically only 0.5% of the global population owns Bitcoin. And that is only 1 in every 184 people. And that is based on about 40 to 43 million holders, according to CoinMarketCap, as of today, January 13th. So are you happy to be a minority, a very early adopter, or do you feel you're too early? Let me know. Let's talk about some altcoins as well. This has been bombastic over the last couple of days. The green candles just are incessant, and it goes back to the actual buying that's happening. I mean, year-to-date returns for some of these assets. Solana, I know they got beaten up at the end of December, but it's up 130% this year. Some of the stuff is moving very fast. Year-to-date, Bitcoin's up 25%, Ethereum 27%, then Binance 25%. So Binance didn't die. Now it's north of $300 again. And even some of the other meme stuff on that list is there. But the key thing to note here, you have a name at the bottom ranked number 11 called Solana. That was number 19 a couple of weeks ago. It's about to break the top 10 if it continues on this trajectory. So it is a huge, huge move. Let's look at what that looks like. So we are now $4 away from the 200-day moving average after 183% return just in a couple of less than 2 weeks. It has been a crazy thing. But again, remember, it has been beaten up so badly, but it rebounded extremely fast. And this is a very, very positive sign for the actual chain itself. It is well above the green line, which is the 50-day moving average, and the red one up there at around $27 is the 200-day moving average. So getting back to that would be a nice thing to see. Let's look at some daily active user reports. Is kind of the key thing I always look at, and now a lot of people are looking at this. But again, in terms of daily active users, today you've got Solana at 643,000, Ethereum 434,000, Polygon fell down a lot. Polygon were 450,000 a couple of days ago. Now it's 325,000. Near 147, that's grown up quite a bit. Optimism flat, Cardano flat, Arbitrum flat, Avalanche was 35k, now it's 41k, and Aptos has gotten above 10k, which is moving up the chain as well. So that is the daily active user report. And NFTs, this is the NFT perp volume. Believe it or not, there is an NFT perp. And you can see here the daily trading volume of these names have actually grown and steadily up into 2023, which means NFTs are not dead. And this data is courtesy of Delphi Digital. But what's interesting to note here is this pink color. The Azuki is really gaining a lot of strength and has been extremely strong so far this year. followed by the Bay C and May C. I don't know these things. I always get confused. Bay Area chimps or something like that. Anyway, final or second to last piece of news is DCG, sadly, or unsadly, owes $3 billion and they need to definitely offload some assets. DCG owns the Genesis Global Trading outfit, and they own creditors $3 billion, according to the Financial Times. And DCG has a crown jewel within it, and that is the Grayscale asset. And the discounts on the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and Ethereum Trust, etc., have been coming down fast, which might be a sign that they are looking to sell these. And there's lots of sharks swimming around to actually pick them up. We've discussed many times. Valkyrie, BlackRock, Fidelity may all be good suitors for that asset. And I think it would be great if you could just take this stain, a lot of stains in the cryptoverse, but get rid of all the bad actors, get rid of all the people that have just caused all this contagion, clean them out, and move the good assets that are left to a safer place. In addition, final piece of news today, for all the people out there in India, and I know it's after midnight your time, but the Reserve Bank of India wants cryptocurrencies treated as gambling. And this is according to DAS, the RBI, which is the regulatory body. Stance on crypto remains the same. They've been trying to ban it, and now their new narrative is crypto should be treated like gambling activities. And I can't remember the exact words of what they said, but it said basically crypto is 100% speculation. It's gambling, and in our country, we don't allow gambling. So we'll see what happens. But if you look at, when Nigeria banned Bitcoin, it exploded in popularity. So here we are. And I do have a lot of viewers out of India there too. So I hope everybody's well. Ignore the government. We know governments sometimes make mistakes. So with that, happy Saturday, everybody. Tomorrow is Q&A. Back on Sundays, and DCA will be on Monday again. Coming back. The guys are back from vacation, so it'll be a good time indeed. So hit the like if you like the content. Thank you to the 2,000 people out there watching and all the great moderators in the chat keeping us all safe and secure. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.